like, let me say we are being deprived of, access to this platform. The platforms such as, we have freelancers.com, we have Upwork, we have the rest of those freelancing platform. But one thing that we've noticed is that, there's not much recon, given to African freelancers, probably because of the history, okay, or because of one thing or the other. So this platform is being established so that we can actually give African freelancers a voice, okay, in the market, to be able to have a part of the pool of the of income, that's been generated from freelancing activity. All right, so that's just a basic introduction. Okay, all right. So what would be the objective of this class? To look at the introduction, to look at who a virtual assistant is, to look at the duties of virtual assistant or a virtual assistant, examples of virtual assistant duties that we can perform as Africans. The qualification of a virtual assistant, what we need to have or what is required of us, how to hire a virtual assistant. Okay, if we are in the position of hiring a virtual assistant, okay, then the special consideration that we might need to look at. All right. Okay, so introduction. All right. So, as working from home has become more accepted in this age and has also become paramount for both employees and employers, the demand for skilled virtual assistant is expected to rise. Okay. Are you with me? All right. So, what this is just talking about is that, are you with me? So let me know if you're with me.
I am with you. I can hear you. I can hear you, Tunji.
Is that the breakouts of COVID-19 in 2020, actually, of course, there had been virtual rendering of services, but it has not, the proliferation has not really was not that significant, but during the era of that COVID-19, it has become more paramount, and the expectation of skilled virtual assistants is actually like rises, actually rise, because, the COVID-19 actually, let me say there were limitations to what they call it, like this, like offices, like going to work, all those kind of things that we know, there were limitations in that people had to stay back at home. I remember at my former place of work, we actually placed on shift, some would do 3 days, the others would do 3 days. So that was how we were able to manage through the situation. But there were lots of, there was a huge drop in productivity, because people, if you don't come to work, what you ought to have imputed, probably the production of goods and services, actually reduced. So virtual platforms actually came about to replace, you understand, to replace the place of going to physical offices. All right. So, virtual assistants has become more prominent as more businesses and startups rely on virtual offices, to keep costs down and increase profitability by exploring support resources on other aspects of business. One major advantage of providing your services virtually, for business owners, we on this part, we actually rendering services, for small businesses and startups, it actually help them to keep their costs down, because the cost of physical offices, the cost of quite a lot of things, like, pay for their taxes, pay all of those payments that employers made. Those things were actually eradicated, and which actually help, small businesses to make more profits. All right. All right. So the introduction of virtual platform to provide jobs has made it very easy for business owners to accumulate profits. Just like what I said earlier, like when you are being employed, by an employer, the employer is obliged, to pay some cost for you, like your HMO, you also pay some taxes, provide tools for you like your laptop, your desk, the space that you occupy. Those things actually cost quite a lot more. But this virtual platforms, it actually help to reduce, take away those things, those costs that ought not to have been in place, or that ought to have been in place if you had to be in physical offices. All right, so the cost of provision benefit, which include the following. We have your pension, we have your HMO, the physical office space, that your office that you go to, that you sit down, close your door or open your door, have your shelf over there. They actually cost that the employer actually puts in place. You understand? So those things are actually, we actually remove them by the time we employ these virtual offices. Your office equipment like your ACs, you understand, your ACs, and you understand your furniture and fittings, your computer and computer accessory, commonly used software on your program, because it's actually the responsibility of the employer to provide your what do they call it, the software, the system that you use, those software, because they actually cost quite a lot. But using virtual offices actually reduce the cost of all the things, even your internet, like we were talking earlier, we were discussing earlier about what they call it, this internet. We've been having these technical issues, you understand, because of this internet. I know at my place of work, we don't use MTN, we don't use all of this, network providers. We use a different, a more reliable network provider, that most of the time will not just fail, you understand. So those things are actually costing care by the employer to make sure that there's a smooth flow of operations, you understand. All right, so those things. All right, so now let's talk about who is a virtual assistant. We're talking about virtual assistant, but who is a virtual assistant? All right, so according to this explanation, so a virtual assistant is an independent contractor. The independent contractor is being highlighted here, who provide administrative, it might be administrative, non-administrative services, to clients. The client means the clients in this light are companies or individual, you understand, while operating outside of the client office. Like I mentioned earlier, that a virtual office is a place that is outside the client office, you understand. Now, a virtual assistant typically operates from a remote office. The remote offices, it can be your home, like I'm in my home, I'm in my house now. I can actually provide, I provide virtual, what do you call it? I operate from home, like remote places, my home. It can be a guest house, it can be one conference room that you just go to, but can access the necessary planning documents, such as share calendars, files like we are doing presently. This is actually a very good platform, to provide, virtual, what do you call it, virtual remote operations, you understand. Okay, let me know if you're still with me. Let me know if you're still with me.
I am. I'm here.
All right, awesome.
I'm with you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, so now, all right, okay, now for an employer, it's like one of the advantage of hiring a virtual assistant is the flexibility to contract for just that's who is highlighted, for just the services that they need, and make payment for just the same service. You understand? You can hire a virtual assistant to provide a particular task for you. Okay, like I'm hiring, like I want to hire Sandra. Okay, Sandra, please can you help me prepare a document? Okay, I need to prepare it. Or let me say, okay, convert this document, but it's in PDF format. I want you to convert it to Word document or to a spreadsheet, so that I will be able to edit. I'll be able to add more information to it. You understand? So I will only pay for that services. Whatever you need to, whatever you are going to use to make that thing come true, like I'm not concerned. All I need to pay you for is that service that I need you to render for me. Just convert this document for me and give me the final output. Then I'll pay for just that services, which will not include the cost of your laptop, the cost of your program, that you install in your system. You understand? Just like we discussed earlier. Okay. Now, for an employee just like us, you understand, on sourcing business, one of the advantages of working virtually remains the flexibility of working from a convenience remote location. Like now, like right now, I can tell you, okay, like please just give me a moment. I need to do one or two things. You understand? Or like just some few seconds. Whereby in your office, you might not be able to do that. It's a flexibility to work. You understand? You are not bound to a time from our normal 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Some still do 6 p.m. I look at my place of work, we still do 6 p.m. But just recently now the HR had to review it to 5:30, not 6 p.m. You understand? So we are not bound by those time. You understand? So, and all right, also that there's no distraction, and little or no distraction and supervision. Like right now, I'm the only one at home, so I can talk. I won't bother about, okay, I'm disturbing this person. I know I'm just with you. You understand? Make sure that this service is being like it's rendered smoothly. All right. Now let's go to the qualification of a virtual assistant. All right. Now, where there are no hard and fast educational requirements to become a virtual assistant, you understand? Now, many clients will look for virtual assistants who have some higher level of education. Okay, let's just say let higher level of education, like your ordinary diploma, like your higher national diploma, or your bachelor of science. You understand? Or a specialized training acquired from online companies, community colleges who offer courses and certification for virtual assistants, such as Udemy, LinkedIn. All of these platforms, they offer trainings. If you want to become a virtual assistant, you acquire some skills. Let's just say, we have the virtual assistant task. You can be a virtual assistant, rendering, data entry services. You can be a virtual assistant. We are still going to go to those virtual assistants, the tasks that you need to perform. But these are just the one or two companies, one or two platforms that you can acquire skills, you understand, pertaining to what you actually want to do. Okay. No, but generally, a virtual assistant should be a tech savvy. Should be tech savvy. Should be able to operate. Be able to operate your system. Should be able to open a document, edit document. Your what do you call it? Your PowerPoint. Which is your presentation, your spreadsheets, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office. You should be able to know at least up to let's say 70% of what is on Google Workspace, your Microsoft, and you should be able to work with all of those. You understand? And also you should be able to use some softwares, and business programs such as, just like I said, Microsoft Office, Outlook, Google, etc. Now, a virtual assistant is one who specializes. Okay, a virtual assistant who specializes in bookkeeping should be able to what do you call it? Adapt basic accounting tasks. You should be able to perform accounting tasks such as accounts reconciliation. You should be able to do bank reconciliation. You should be able to, when you are given source documents, they will upload the source documents to you. You should be able to match it with the account information. We have programs such as your what they call it, Tally ERP, QuickBooks Online. You understand? Sage Accounting. Should be able to know those things. No, you understand? It should be tech savvy, and a virtual assistant who specializes in bookkeeping. Bookkeeping activity should be able to do all of this thing. Now, how do you hire a virtual assistant? All right, how do you hire a virtual assistant? Now, with the increasing number of freelance contractors who work from home, the employment market has seen a proliferation of web-based companies that serves as intermediary between prospective employers and contractors. The contractors, just like we said earlier, that the virtual assistant, they are contractors. They are people that you contract. Okay, do this thing for me. And once that thing is executed, that's the end of the contract. It's actually a contract between the employer, you understand, which is the client, and the virtual assistant. You understand? Okay, some freelance websites such as Fiverr, such as freelancer.com, such as Upwork, such as Sourcing Business, that we have enormous work pool, made of individual experts, across the globe with a wide range of experience and expertise. All right. Now, duties of virtual assistant. All right. Okay. Let me know if you're still with me. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. All right. Fantastic. All right. So, duties of a virtual assistant. All right. Now, the specific duties of a virtual assistant vary according to the needs, the demands, and the term of the contract, as they cannot act in isolation. You understand? So it's actually the duties, they vary according to the tax. You understand? Some virtual assistant handle clerical and bookkeeping tasks, just like I illustrated earlier, while others may be required to post regular updates on social media pages or write articles for a blog. You understand? So there are different tasks that you can perform, but all of these tasks, actually the umbrella under which all of these tasks is actually virtual assistant, because you are providing services virtually. You understand? You are providing services virtually, and it depends on what the client, which the employer at this time actually wants you to do. You understand? All right. All right. So now let's go to examples of virtual assistant duty that you might be asked to perform. You understand? All right. Now, there are countless of services you can render, just like I said earlier, as a virtual assistant. And you need not to worry about whether your service falls into the category of listed services. What are those listed services? We are still going to get there. You understand? We are still going to get to those listed services that a virtual assistant can provide. Now, you can also be rest assured that whatever it is that you know how to do without supervision, which definitely will definitely fall into the category. You understand? There is always someone that can't do and needs what you can do best. You understand? Some people can actually write songs. You understand? Some people can play the instruments. Some people can play the piano, the guitar. Like I can play the guitar very well. I can sing. You understand it? Now, somebody needs somebody that would do this thing for them, and it will not require you to go over to the place. If you go to some platform, if you want, okay, how to do this thing, I want to learn. You see a lot of people's posts that will pop up. Okay, I can teach you how to do this. You understand? Whatever it is that you know how to do that will not require your physical presence, it's actually a virtual assistant task. You understand? All right. Now let's move on. Now, for the sake of this presentation that we are right now, we are going to be looking at 9 services that you can render as a virtual assistant. You understand? And they include, right? So we have the social media virtual assistant. We have the bookkeeping virtual assistant. Like I mentioned, illustrated earlier, we have the administrative virtual assistant. And we have the real estate virtual assistant. We have the shopping and e-commerce virtual assistant, blog post virtual assistant, customer service virtual assistant. We have data entry virtual assistant, graphics design virtual assistant. You understand now. Now, administrative virtual assistant. I just move as fast as we can. You understand? Because I know we don't really have that much about that. Lots of things to be discussed, to be talked about here. But just like I said earlier, that this is just a basis. This is just a basis, for you performing a virtual. Just let you know what virtual assistant task is all about. Now we are going to go through this one. Now we have the administrative virtual assistant. Now they said this virtual assistant can be likened to the physical job of a receptionist. You understand, or personal assistant, and it's responsible for all business and personal administrative work. You know all those administrative work. They're responsible for a variety of tasks, such as the management of email. You schedule appointments, you prepare expense reports. You do some paperwork filing. You understand. You book an appointment. You remind all of those things that personal assistants that they do is what virtual assistant do. The administrative virtual assistant. They also provide other standard virtual assistant services such as customer service and social media management. You understand? Now, the next one is bookkeeping virtual assistant. You understand? Just like I said, like if we go back to this administrative virtual assistant, somebody can specialize. You, it's not necessary that you be a jack of all trades. It's not necessary that you be administrative virtual assistant, you be this bookkeeping virtual assistant. You understand? Now, but it's just for you to, pick one, stick to one. Okay, I want to be a bookkeeping virtual assistant, for example, I want to be a bookkeeping virtual assistant. For example, what are the things that I'm supposed to know how to do? You understand? You focus on bookkeeping virtual assistants, and you focus on the skills that you need to acquire that you make you a professional bookkeeping virtual assistant. They say this virtual assistant specializes in keeping accurate accounting of financial record. Like now, I studied accounting in accounting, management and accounting in school, and like I ended up being an auditor, an internal auditor. What are those things that is required of me? What are those things that I'm supposed to know how to do? What are those skills that I'm supposed to, avail myself? I know, of course, I need to know what do they call it? I need to know the principles of accounting, the principles of double entry. I need to know, okay, when to, they say, okay, you debit the receiver, you understand, you credit the giver, all of those things, this debit and entry, all of those things, expenses, income, revenue, income statements, statements of financial position, how to prepare this thing, how to look into this. I need to also equip myself with, you understand, with this accounting software. It's not necessarily I know how to operate all accounting software, because all of these accounting software, they have similar interface. You understand? Okay, I can work on Tally accounting. I can work on QuickBooks. You understand? And even if I see another Sage accounting, by the time I look at the interface, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know where to go to. You understand? So this thing, I'm supposed to equip myself with all of this thing if I want to be a, what do they call this? If I want to be bookkeeping virtual assistant, you understand? So those are the things that I'm supposed to know how to do. And if I'm very good in all of these things, so an employer, or let's say a client can, okay, come, Femi, okay, I want you to help me. Okay, I need this. I need you to help me reconcile this account. They are going to share the let's say the QuickBooks online with me. They provide me with those source documents that I'm supposed to check. Check the validity of those entries they made on those accounting software. So I should be able to know where to go to, how to, you understand? Those are the things I'm supposed to know how to do. So the next one is social media virtual assistant. Just like the name implies, social media virtual assistant. What is expected of you? This virtual assistant specializes in keeping accurate accounting of financial record, for their employer or client. You understand? This virtual assistant may be, okay, all right, sorry. Okay, that's actually for sorry. So sorry. This is actually bookkeeping virtual assistant. So sorry for that. So this virtual is specialized in keeping accurate accounting of financial record for the employer. This virtual may be employed by accounting firm, or they might employ themselves independently to work with multiple clients. You understand? This remote staff is typically here to support finance team. You understand? Just like I've said earlier. All right. So this there's another one, shopping and e-commerce virtual assistant. You understand? Now this virtual assistant, they say they help to monitor all items that a shopper has placed in their virtual shopping cart. Now some people actually specializes in being an e-commerce VA. You understand? So they make sure that none of those items gets lost through potential negligence. Some people, they help to manage items in the cart of customers. They manage it, they process it, you understand, and so on and so forth. They say e-commerce virtual assistant expected in managing product lists and online shops such as Shopify, Amazon, Google Shop, and other apps. Iron and virtual assistant to help you do this, time consuming task, can help reduce the cost and increase sales for your business. Just like we talked about in the introduction, that when by the time you hire a virtual assistant, those costs you ought to have incur, you won't incur them because somebody will be doing it for you. All you need to do is you just need results. You understand? You just need result. You need outcome from them. Right. The next one is a blog post virtual assistant. So what are you expected? What is expected of you as a blog post? Say, okay, this virtual assistant is helpful, to start up bloggers. If you are starting up your blog, some people, they don't know anything about blogs. Okay. But if you actually a blog post virtual assistant, you'll be able to take care of all the technicals, technicality behind the scene. And all right, that goes into blogging. This virtual assistant might set up your blog, make sure it stays secure, help you create high quality content as well as schedule social media posts for your blog. You understand? Managing a blog is actually very tasking. It's very tasking. You understand? Because you can't do all of these things yourself. You need to employ somebody to do it. But there are people that are skilled. So if you're if you actually want to be a blog post virtual assistant, it's actually a good thing because it's rampant. A lot of people want to own it. They own a blog. They need people that will manage this for them. post in content there. You understand? Also secure it from hackers, because if you don't secure it, if hackers get, if for example, if your blog has, let's say, like 10,000 like visitors, your traffic, people will be looking for how to hack it. You understand? How to take hold of it so they can get, because once you have those traffic, you begin to earn. You understand? So you need somebody that has expertise in all of these things. So you can go and you say, okay, I want to be a blog post virtual assistant. So there are some skills that you need to acquire. You understand? All right, so the next one we're going to be talking about is customer service virtual assistant. You understand? I've actually seen an offer of this sometimes ago that somebody's okay, I should it needs me to be a virtual assistant, customer service. All I just need to do is just to receive calls. You understand? You receive calls from customers or potential customers, resolve issues. You understand? Somebody's going to call, okay, I bought your products. You understand? Like, it's not, I don't like this, or I bought your product sometimes ago and it's very good. How can I get another one? You understand? Or I bought, you understand, all those kind of things. So you really want to be attending to those things. And what is actually expected of you is each customer you attend to, you should be able to, pen them down. You understand? Write their complaint. As they're talking, you'll be writing them down, documents or record them. So because you're still going to give a report to the owner of the business, you understand? Okay, these are the people that call, these are the things, just summarize it, for them. These are the things you have to, they'll be able to handle all customer related issues. You understand? Concern via email or chat or phone call. You understand? So as a customer service virtual assistant, you understand, you should be able to respond to questions about products, you understand, and or about services, you understand. All right, so okay, so let's move forward. Just let me know if you are still with me. Let me know if you are still with me.
We are here.
Okay, just unmute yourself. Let me know if you are still with me.
I'm here. Still here.
All right. Awesome. All right, awesome. Okay, all right, so let's move to another one, all right, which is data entry virtual assistant. You understand? Just like the name implies, you understand? All you need to know how to do, you should be able to, what they call it, you should be able to type. You should be able to type using the keyboard. I've seen some people, I remember when I started, the first time I started to use Microsoft Word, I was just typing. Despite the fact that I can type so fast on my phone, I can type so fast, like I'm very fast when I'm typing on my phone. But when it gets to the system, using the system, I was just typing one letter after the other. You understand? It will take me like, let me just say an average of, let's say, like 20 words or 25 words per minute, which is not the average. The average you're supposed to have as a virtual assistant, is to be able to, for you to be able to type at the rate of at least 50 words per minute. 50 words, the minimum 50 words per minute. You understand? But now I can do 75 words per minute. I can do 80 words per minute. You understand? Which actually So that means what you are supposed to do, you're supposed to equip yourself with great typing skills, which you'll be able to type at, some people do 90 words per minute. They are very fast. You understand? Those are, for you to be able to achieve this, there's some trainings that you need to go through. And that's why sourcing business is actually coming up, so that you'll be able to, you'll be able to learn the basis. Okay, how I want to become a vendor. What are those things that I'm supposed to know how to do? What are those skills I'm supposed to have? What are those tools I'm supposed to have? All of those things is what uh, sourcing business offers. So you'll be able to learn it. Just pick one. Is it data entry? Is it social media? Is it bookkeeping? You'll be able to, you understand? Just take one of it and you launch it. You understand? Let's just go through this thing. And so the dispatcher is able to execute many data entry tasks, such as inputting a large amount of information into a database. There was one offer, I saw on the freelancing software. Like that guy had close to like, he had close to like 50 pages of documents, and he said he needs it in 24 hours. You understand? Like 50 pages of documents. If it were to be my former self, you understand, I would just be typing. By the time I type, you understand, maybe a page, I use like 1 hour to type a page, you understand, I won't be able to complete it. So that I need, so like it occurred to me that I need to be able to type fast, for me to be able to, display myself, as a data entry virtual assistant. Also, it's not just typing or about, though typing is a major skill that you're supposed to learn, you understand, or so you should be able also to, you can type into Excel document, you can type into Microsoft Word document, you can type into Google, you understand, Google Sheets, you understand, all of those things, you can type into any platform. They can give you their own database, all right? They just give you their software. Okay, we want you to type into this, you understand, updates record. You should be able to type fast, just tell them, you understand, know some formatting, you understand. So for you to be able to do this, you should be able to know the basics of Microsoft Word, the basics of Microsoft Excel, you understand. Those are the things you're supposed to know, transcribing audio recording. They will give you audio recording, you understand. You'll be able to transcribe it, you understand, put it down in what, and it's typing, entry on deleting notes in online calendar such as Google Calendar, you understand. Just name all of those things, you understand. Also working with Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets on behalf of the client, such as inventory items, like in my company. In my company now, you understand, when we do stock counts, we have lots of SKU. We have lots of SKU. I'll be able to, and each of those SKU, they have different weights. I will type all of the weights down. I will add this up together using Microsoft Excel. Like, I'm very fast. You understand? Those are the things that I do. And I found out that anytime somebody wants to do something, they will just come and meet me. Femi, I want you to help me do this. I want you to type this. You understand? I begin to realize, okay, fine. Can I make money with this thing? I do it for them free. The first thing that comes, is part. I just love doing it. You understand? They just bring it, I just do it for them. You understand? But I now think, okay, I can't make money through this thing. You understand? I've seen someone that said, okay, don't worry, let me do it. Your lunch is set to. You understand? So I begin to know that. You understand? I think this thing has, I think it has, I can really earn a lot from this. You understand? Entry of inventory item, sales record. More oftentimes than none, you might also be asked to represent the information in pictorially, using charts, using graphs. You understand? It is not just limited to typing. You should be able to represent your information by, if I prepare an Excel document, I should be able to use my charts, my pie charts, my line graph. You understand? My pie chart, my pictogram, all of those things. You understand? Should be able to represent my information for somebody that doesn't like reading. They'll be able to see those things pictorially. I should be able to do that. You understand? Using my pivot table, you understand, all of those things are the essential things, skills, tools that I need to know how to do. All right, so the next one we're going to be going to is graphic design virtual assistant. You understand? Just like the name implies, graphic design. So if you are in this meeting, if you're in this training, and you know how to do graphics, not just using Photoshop, some people, they can use Canva very well. Like my wife now, she can use Canva very well. She's very good using Canva. And if she uses Canva for you, you would think like she had used like another software. You understand? On using Canva, you understand, you'll be able to design simple flyers, make do some advertisement through tools such as Photoshop, InDesign, Canva and the likes. You understand? All right, so as summary, we say many virtual assistants are trained in many different virtual assistant tasks. So the list above that we've mentioned is not necessarily exhaustive. You understand, but should give a general overview of a virtual assistant skill requirements. Just like I said earlier, that the list that I mentioned, forget about all of this list, although they are essential, the essential things that you need to know how to do. Some people, and those I've seen some people, they will just they make music. You understand? They make music, using let's say Cubase, or let's say Fruity Loops. They make music. They just make beats. They master it. You understand? And they provide it to somebody that needs it. You understand? After getting the person receives it, tests it, and it's fine. Then they get paid for it. That's a virtual assistant task. You understand? Think about something that you can do, something that you know how to do best, something that by the time they wake you up, by the time you are sleeping and they wake you up, that Femi, I want you to help me do this thing. You won't even think twice. You understand. You are just there. You are just all over the place. You understand? Okay. All right. So, but we have some special consideration. And okay, now before hiring a virtual assistant or before making yourself available for the same, you as a client or virtual assistant can ensure a smooth working relationship by creating a detailed instruction about the tasks that you can perform. Some people, they say, I'm a virtual assistant. You understand? Like myself, I do data entry a lot. You understand? I can enter multiple, large amounts of data. You understand? So I said, okay, I'm a virtual assistant. That's ambiguous. You understand? Virtual assistant doing what? What do you know how to do? You understand? You should be able to state explicitly, okay, data entry, large data entry, or I can create formats. You understand? I can create inventory formats for you. So you don't need to worry yourself. All you need to do is I will create the formats for you. All you just need to do is your inventory from procurement. There's a place you enter in, the one your sales that I will provide you a space. All you just need to be entering the figure. And if you want me to do the figure for you, I will just enter the figure for you. Then your monthly report is automatically generated. I can do I've done that. What they call it? Those templates in my current place of work. I provided for warehouse. I provided for what they call it. I provided for production. I provided for administrative departments. You understand? So I do this. I just look at the okay. I look at the problem. Okay, what I want to achieve. Okay, these people, this is what they need. Then I begin to work. I start from a plain sheet. I don't even use templates. I start from scratch and I build it up for them. You understand? It's something that I love doing. You understand? And it has become part of me. You understand? But I should be able to state specifically what I can do. The data entry, I cannot do graphics. You understand? If you give me graphics, I won't be able to do it. You understand? If you give me transcription, I might not be able to do it. You understand? My own is just data entry. You understand? Now, also, a written manual reduces the risk of misunderstanding. So I'll be able to write, okay, these are the things I can do. What do you want? How do you want it? You understand? The risk of, you understand? Now, a written manual reduces the risk of misunderstanding that can occur in a remote working relationship. All right, you understand? All right, so that's just the little, you understand, that I can, that just be able to, just to make sure that I'm able to manage this time, because I know how, like, a whole lot of time has been wasted already due to my from my end here. All right, so we are going to move to question and answer question section now. All right. All right, so let me know if you have any question. All right, I'm still expecting. Let me know if you have any question. All right, it seems there are no questions now. Okay, because it's just the basis of being a virtual assistant. You understand? We should know we should be able to know what we are doing. You understand? What am I or what can I do? You understand? What are the things that I can do best that someone else cannot? You understand? You understand? So all right, okay, Sandra. So with this intro, I have no question. All right. Thank you very much. All right, okay. I think we've come to the end of the class. If there are no questions, so that means it's actually explicit. Okay, you can try and unmute yourself,
Good job. Good job, Mr. Demola. Good job. Nice one.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. All right. I think we've come to the end of this training.
I think Cyril is raising her hand. You might have to attend to her.
Okay. Okay. All right, Sarah, please let's have you. All right, let's have you.
Cyril, speak up, please.
We should just try and test your mic. I think you've not trying to mute yourself. All right. Okay. I think we've come to the end of the class, right? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Trainer, great job, oh Tunji. Great job.
All right, all right, all right. Awesome, awesome. Thank you,
But it seems
thank you.
a virtual assistant seems to be doing so much. Oh. Somebody will
Yes,
have to niche
every
down.
no, actually, it's virtual assistant is the provision of services virtually, not in an office. So
Okay.
everything like all these freelancing websites, for all of those skills, all of those courses that we are doing, that we're going to do in sourcing business, everything is virtual assistant. You are providing a service in a from a remote location. You understand? So it's
Yes.
just an umbrella that embodies all of these skills, like your graphics, transcription. We have a lot of them. A whole lot of them like that. So it's
Okay.
just everything. Just
So how do you make the most of it? How then do people teach virtual assistance as a skill on its own? If so many skills, if virtual assistance is just an umbrella that houses so many
okay.
skills, because from what you said now, and I now understand, because I've always wondered, it is
Okay,
someone who is assisting virtually. So
of
whatever
course, 100%.
so whatever task you're doing, you're doing virtually in like a service for somebody. You are assisting
100%.
that person virtually, so you can be called a virtual assistant at that time. So why is it that
100%.
people teach virtual assistants as a skill on its own, like you would teach transcription or digital marketing or website design, when all these things are skills under the umbrella of virtual assistant? Is there something different? Is there something unique about it?
Okay. All right. Just like I've said earlier, you understand. Like when I was mentioning those, the virtual assistant task, they are you can't just count them. You understand. So teaching virtual assistants is actually teaching you the basic tools, teaching you the basic skills that you need to have to work virtually. You understand? So it's like teaching a layman, someone that has not operated the system before, someone that has not typed on using Microsoft Office before. So teaching you those basic skills.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So
Okay.
it's actually a
Mm.
course. It's actually a course. We are going to start today. Okay, now how to use it's just like starting all over again. How to use Microsoft Excel if you
Mm-hmm.
want to do a data entry job. How to use
Okay.
Microsoft Office if you want to actually perform a typing job. How to use
Mm.
a Microsoft PowerPoint if you want to present just like I just did. How to use Microsoft Outlook, how to use Google Space. All of those things is actually they will be like they'll be like I don't want to put it. They'll be like like a table of contents, like things that they need that person in question needs to know. You
Mm.
understand? So
Those basic tools of operating online, as though you were in an office, right?
those basic tools and skills of operating virtually.
I see. That's
Of
good. I,
course,
I
of
really
course.
wanted to know what it was all about. So, those Microsoft Office tools, Google tools, like the
Workspace, yes.
calendars and the